If you are looking at me right now wondering what in the heck is happening with her face, don't worry, we are going to get into it today. Today I'm going to show you how using all the same makeup but different techniques can really make a difference in your face. It is not that one side is wrong, but by tweaking the way we apply our makeup, I'm going to show you on one side the way that I see people doing it often and how a few small tweaks can make a very big difference. So bear with me while I look a little crazy here. We're going to get started. All right, we're going to start with this side of my face. I see a lot of these techniques often. They are not wrong by any means. I don't think the way that anyone applies their makeup is wrong, but I'm going to show you today how some of these techniques could be aging you a little bit, and with a few small tweaks, how you could really make a difference in your overall look. So we're going to start with the brows. All right, I want you to start by just trying to focus on my brows right now. I know we got a lot of different things going on the rest of my face, but just look at the brows for right now so I can show you a few things. Let me look in my mirror here so I can know what I'm talking about. For one thing, we're going to start. This side here is the side that is properly applied. And this side is what I see a lot of. So this side you're gonna see it's a little heavier, and it also brings the tail down. So what happens is when we draw the tail down like this, we draw the eye down. We're making it look sad. We were really trying to get away from looking sad and droopy. So on this side, it is slightly extended out. Now, I am not talking about it coming out, okay? You want to follow your natural brow hairs, okay? But we want them to come out this way more versus coming down. So if you saw this in a normal day, you'd probably think it was fine. But compared to this side, I think you can see how much wider and more open it makes the eyes look. The brows are crazy, crazy important, you guys. They frame the face. They set the frame for the eye, like how large the eye looks, if you can think of it like that. It is like a picture frame for the eye. So it is like setting the width of the frame, all right? So for one thing, we don't want it coming down. We also don't want it this dark and like heavy. We want it to look a little bit more like feathery strokes, just for a more natural look. The older that we get, we kind of want to make sure that we're gearing our makeup application to things that look more natural, just to keep a fresher, lighter, more youthful appearance to the overall face. The other thing you're going to notice in the brow is the starting point, okay? So this is where my brow naturally wants to start, like over here, but you can see if I'm holding up the pencil, it's out here. Technically, for illusion purposes, we want it to start more in here, okay? So if you lined up a pencil, you wanna line it up with right here, not on your nostril out here, but right here, more where like the bridge of your nose is. And if you marked right here, that's where it would start. So over here, we are starting in that position. And we also want to make sure that my brow naturally has a tail to it, so I couldn't really show you this, but some people have lost their tail and they will just end their brow more here. That shortens the eye. So if this is how we technically measure out the brow. We would go like this and make a little mark. We would come diagonal like this is where the height of your arch should be. And if we were going like, excuse the hair, like this, line it up with the corner of your eye, is where your brow should end, okay? That will give you the maximum kind of width and openness to the eye. So that's kind of the guideline for creating your brow. And some people have like very, very little brow to work with. I will reference down in the comments a link to a stencil that my mom uses. And it's really great and it's super helpful. And there's different shapes depending on what your brow style is, but it will really help you map it out, and it just won't be as complicated for you. And also it doesn't come off until you use soap and water. So like let that ride for a few days. That is the only type of makeup that I would let you not wash off every night is your brows. Okay, so you can see the difference in the brows here. Okay. Second, we're just gonna work our way down. Let's talk about the crease shadow. So many of you take your brush and you go like this, because when I say crease, you're literally thinking crease. And I love that about you. So I have to change my words. What I mean is crease and above, but we don't really go all the way up to this brow line, but pretty much. And I'm gonna tell you why. If you leave this part here light and you don't have like a mid-tone shade in there, if this part of your brow bone, if this part of your crease is droopy, is crepey, is textured, is falling, is wrinkled, you are drawing attention to it. We need at least a mid-tone, nothing super dark, but a mid-tone, very natural color. You can see it kind of blends in with the rest of my face, just to kind of pull the illusion of that pulling backwards a little bit, okay? So remember, light brings something forwards and darker brings it back. So this is not part of the eye we really want to highlight because it's already starting to lose its elasticity. So when we do this crease, we want to do the crease, but also bring it up, okay? Does that make sense? Can you see the difference there? And I don't have a super droopy lid, so it would make a bigger difference if I did, but I'm just showing it for those of you who do. Let's talk about eyeliner. Eyeliner is tricky, and I totally get it. It feels maybe intimidating to you, or you just kind of slap it on in the carefree way we did in the 80s, where we just really didn't care. We were just getting it on, and the thicker and the darker, the better, you know, that kind of way. Well, we have learned a lot since then. We have progressed and we want to be fit with the times. So I want you to look at the difference in the eyeliner on these two eyes. All right, I'm gonna show you. On this side, you can see it's a little bit thicker and it stops short of the eye, all right? Over here on this eye, I have kept it very, very thin, right into the lash line, and I've pulled it all the way to the end. That will make sure that my eye is looking as wide as possible. Now, some of you do not love a wing liner, and that's fine. But for those of you who are not offended by a wing liner, the tiniest wing can even make more of a difference here. Okay? Because the wing is going to stretch that eye out even more. But the worst thing you can do is stop your eyeliner short of your entire eye because it shortens your eye. So make sure you are extending it all the way out. Even if you don't want to do a wing, just get it extended all the way out. Personally, some people like a thicker eyeliner. That's totally fine. That's your preference. I personally feel like if you do a very thin eye, if you do a very thin liner like I have on this eye, it opens up more lid space, okay? It gives you more space here, which just makes the eyes stand out and pop a little bit more. You'll also notice on this side, I did a little bit of light shadow under the eye. That just helps kind of open the eye as well. I mean, look at the difference on how these eyes look more open. You know, this one looks bigger than this one. A little bit of shadow, light shadow, nothing dark, softly just dusted under the eye can really help to open the eye as compared to doing nothing, or even worse, doing this. Can you see the difference there? Okay. We are going to talk about the mascara application now. I don't think anybody really thinks about their mascara application as much as I do. But on this eye, I just coated the lashes like this. I watch people do their makeup, like my friends, or when people are with me and they're applying their makeup. And when they get to the mascara, I am always like, I'm not here to judge, but you're just not maximizing everything you have. Like, I just want to help you. Let me help you. So when you just do this, I mean, look at the difference. Over here, I have fanned them out. I have pulled these lashes in this way, the middle up and these out. It looks like I might have false lashes on this eye and not this eye. I don't. They're the same lashes on both eyes, okay? I have just really tried to maximize my lashes because they make a huge difference in how open your eyes will feel. Huge, huge difference, okay? When you're looking at this eye, you can't even really see the lashes because I've let, for one thing, the eyeliner take over. And secondly, I've just pulled them out here. I'm just saying, mascara makes a difference. I hope you're listening to me on that. Heading down the face, we're going to now address the cheek area. So over here, I have contoured and I have applied blush. I have applied the same contour and blush on this side of my face, and I'm going to tell you the difference. You can see how this side of my face, the contour and the blush are really taking up the entire side of the face. When I did this side, I applied the contour in a place that most of you do. Did this. Right? We were taught to follow that line, right? And there's nothing wrong with it. But can you see how much more lifted this side of my face is? And that is because I did it a little bit thinner. I used just the edge of my brush and I went right in here, okay? So the hollow of my cheekbone is here, but I went right above it. I started it here at the end of my eye and I reached to the tip of my ear here and I blended it up. And then I tapped my blush just right above it instead of taking over. You can see how much more lifted and almost a little bit slimmer this side of my face looks as compared to this side of my face. One thing I just want you to remember in general when thinking about the technique of your makeup is just when in doubt, head in this direction. Like, seriously, pull the blush in this direction, pull the eyeliner in this direction, the brows in this direction. We don't want to be crazy about it. But if you're thinking about going this way versus this way, go this way. It makes a huge, huge difference in the overall appearance of your face. I just need you to take a second and look at this compared to this. Now we're going to talk about lips. You're looking at this lip and you're thinking, there's nothing wrong with that lip. It looks totally fine. And it does. And that's what I'm saying. Everything over here looks totally fine, but we can make it look better. So I'm going to take the same lip liner. And on this side, I followed the lip line in, okay? This side, I'm just going lightly above. And slightly under. And I'm not taking it all the way to the corner. The reason I'm not taking it all the way to the corner is our lips start to turn down, see? So when we pull it all the way to the corner, we're highlighting that our lips are starting to turn down. We don't want to do that. So I have lightly lined on the outside here. Let me press in my color. Same color. Look at the difference. Is that crazy? I mean, I look like I just got like a lip injection on this side. But it's subtle, you guys. It's so, so subtle. I'm not talking about drawing on like fake Kylie Jenner lips that are all up on your, on your skin. I'm just talking about lightly following the outside of that line. Just lightly, lightly, lightly. Okay? And just not pulling all the way into here. You see the difference? It makes a huge difference. And it will also make a difference if you add just a little bit of like a gloss to it. Let's see. because the reflection of something shimmery and glossy also just makes the lips. Here we are, the old us and the new us. It's all the same products. It's all the same products. It's the same brushes. It's just being a little bit more thoughtful about your application. These small tweaks can really like bring youth to your face and really just highlight the beautiful features you already have in the way that you want to see them, and not like in a more aging, dated look. Okay, so I hope that you found that super helpful today. I have to go fix my face now because I can't walk around the rest of the day looking like this. But we will be back next week. I have no idea what we're going to talk about next week, but if you have something you want me to talk about, please drop it in the comments and I would love to address it for you. Thanks, guys.